Hi everybody, this is JJ here at the Asus Suite CES 2023, and we're going to take a look at the latest ROG chassis, the GR701 Hyperion. So if you guys are familiar with actually our prior generation Asus ROG chassis, that was the Helios GX601. The big update for this generation is actually all around. First and foremost, you're going to see an entirely brand new aesthetic design where we have this actually kind of exoskeleton frame and a really cool kind of stylized gunmetal finish. We've got two focal RGB lighting zones right here with actually triangular points, which of course you can fully customize and synchronize within the Armory Crate software. Now, one of the cool things too that we might be doing in the future is actually allow for mods or customization specifically for these zones. So if you're interested in seeing maybe modding accessories in the future, let us know in the comments. Now behind these actually zones, we actually have a lot of front intake airflow. Now one of the big updates from the prior generation is that if we actually take a look at the inside, both for the top and for the front, we've expanded the radiator options. So in the past it was 360mm support, now you have 420mm support for the top as well as for the front. Now moving on the inside, one of the really cool things you're going to see is this cool integrated RGB light panel. Now you might think that's just for show, but the really cool thing is it's actually removable. You can remove this light panel, and if you actually wanted to fix it, let's say here on your desk setup, to be able to have a cool RGB display, you can actually do that. And when you actually remove that space, if you wanted to install, let's say fans, you have that flexibility. So there's a lot of stuff that we've optioned in there to be able to give you choices in terms of how you set up this system. Now, when it comes to, of course, large graphics card support, you can see we've pretty much got the biggest card you can fit in here. This is an ROG Strix 4090 graphics card. It's a massive card, but you can see it easily accommodates this, and you can fully support both vertical and horizontal based positioning in this chassis. Now here, we're using the ROG Hercules, but this actually chassis also integrates an integrated AntiSag Brace. So even if you don't want to use this, it already comes built into the chassis. Now moving down to the bottom, one of the really cool things is you're going to see that you actually have the PSU shroud. Of course, you've got that nice cutout so you can see your cool ROG Thor power supply and the wattage display. But I really love the fact that we can go ahead and open this tray up and you have the ability to actually store some cool accessories. So down here at the bottom, you can go ahead and store things like the IO brackets. You can go ahead and install the optional screwdriver. If you want to go ahead and open up this nice compartment, you can store different types of accessories like secondary screws. Now, in addition to this, the chassis will come fully integrated with tons of fans, so you get great cooling performance. You're gonna have 3 fans, 140mm, as well as on the rear, another 140mm fan. And here at the front, when we take a look at the connectivity, one of the great things that I love about the Hyperion is that this fully supports eATX-based motherboards. Now the board that we have in here, the Maximus Extreme, has a lot of front panel connectivity. So a rarity amongst high-end chassis is the ability to have not just one front USB-C header, but dual front USB-C headers. And both of these actually support 20 gigabit space connectivity and also fully supports 60-watt power delivery as well, which is also a great feature that you'll find on many Asus ROG motherboards. So those are some of the really great halo points that you have on the Hyperion. In addition to that, you'll notice at the top right here, these actual handles are fully functional. You have a premium metal-based frame, so if you're actually looking to be able to actually build this system and be able to move it from one place to another, you can actually use these handles to actually move the system as opposed to trying to pick it up from the bottom, which would be quite a bit more challenging. And one other really nice thing too is that this actually top portion right here can be easily removed, and you have access to the entire compartment, so that if you want to go ahead and easily install everything from the top for, let's say, your fans or your radiators, that's also an easy access point in terms of the Hyperion. Now, rounding things out, if we move over to the other side, when you go ahead and open that bay right there, there's a lot of additional clearance space, so that if you want to be able to go ahead and easily route all your cables and not have any obstructions on the inside and from the cable routing points, you're going to be good to go. So that's a quick recap on the brand new high-end chassis from ROG here at CES 2023. Again, this is the GR701 ROG Hyperion.